My next door item is here in New Zealand, and you may not be aware of this, we have a very historic culture of do it yourself, of she'll be right, mate, of stoicism. And so asking for help for many people is hugely shaming, and doesn't happen very well here. We currently have blocks, queues around the blocks of people lining up for food parcels. And so, I know you have done some research on giving and help taking, and I wanted to know from you, how do we better help people, learn how to reach out and how to move past that, she'll be right, I'm going to do it on my own, especially in times like this?
Yeah, I think at a time like this, self-reliance is a huge barrier to things. Right? I don't think we ever do anything alone, right? So in the US, we talk about people who are self-made. I think that's a ridiculous phrase. Nobody's self-made.
Nobody's self-made.
Anybody who's achieved anything has had an incredible support system and a tremendous amount of luck behind them. And so I guess the first thing I would say to people who are having trouble asking for help is to just look back on your life and think about all the times you benefited from other people's help and where you would be if you didn't let a teacher or a mentor or a family member or a friend or a boss stick their neck out for you in a situation where you really needed it. And I guess that goes to a second point, which is when you study all the dynamics of giving and helping in organizations. So I've been doing this for almost 2 decades. And when I first started studying how do we get people to be givers rather than takers, I thought, okay, what we need more people to proactively offer help. That's the answer. Because if I'm offering, then you're not going to feel as uncomfortable. You don't have to ask that way. Well, it turns out most of us are busy. And there aren't that many of us sitting around saying, I'm kind of bored this week. How could I enrich your life? Right? That just doesn't happen that often. The data suggests that 75 to 90% of all helping and giving, at least at work, starts with somebody making a request. Somebody saying, I'm stuck on this. I would love some advice. Could you pitch in and help me out? And so if we don't ask, there are a lot of frustrated givers who would be happy to be helpful, if only who could benefit and how. And so, I guess I'd like to turn this around on people and say, look, we can actually have this conversation right now. So you clearly enjoy helping other people. Tell me why.
Well, it's interesting because I've come out of parental leave to do work like this during COVID. And
why?
For me, it's about, I have a skill to offer and there are people in need. And I want to be able to help enrich and support other people through struggle if I can.
I mean, that sounds lovely, but why? What's the value or motivation behind that?
And it makes me feel good doing it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, did you say you enjoy helping other people?
I do.
So it's so interesting that you feel that way. Do you think you're the only person who feels that way?
No.
So how could you deprive other people of that joy?
Yeah.
Not asking them.
Yeah.
Like that's the question I always want to ask. Like, what a jerk you are. if you get so much joy out of helping other people, if it makes you feel valued and appreciated, if it helps you feel like you matter and you make a difference, if you never ask anyone for help, then you're preventing them from experiencing that joy.
Well, isn't that a great point then? So instead of people focusing on their own shame or what help brings to them, shift that mindset, because often we get motivated by other people and how we can impact others. So shift.
It's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if I ask you for help, I'm giving you the gift of the joy of giving. Right? So that might be the way to think about it. So